guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So today I am talking about Juvia's Place new eyeshadow base. So they came out with the Eye Prep Eye Prime eyeshadow base, and you know I love eyeshadow over here, and you know I take my eyeshadow bases seriously. But before we get started, if you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you're oldie but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy and I love makeup. And that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup. And eyeshadow is really my jam. So that's why I really feel like your eyeshadow base is really important. But please just call me Ash or Ashley. So available now on the Juvia's Place website, Ulta Beauty website, and Ulta stores is the Eye Prep Eye Prime. And this actually just released, I want to say this past Thursday, which was the 25th of March, and this retails for $12. It comes in 3 different shades, and this is the outer packaging, and it's so beautiful. You know Juvia's Place is killing it with the packaging, and it retails for $12, so this is affordable, okay? So I have shade number 2, and it comes in a 3 shades. What's going on here? There we go. What's going on? It comes in 3 shades, okay? So like I said, I have shade number 2. Shade 1 is more like a milky white shade, and shade 3 is like a shade that's beautiful for our deep dark sisters, okay? So it is no secret that on my channel, I talk so much about my Urban Decay Primer Potion in the shade Caffeine, which is exactly my complexion. You guys have seen this in so many videos. And so today we have shade number 2, and I was really interested in it because, you know, Juvia's Place really talks about their eyeshadows. Their eyeshadows are really fabulous. And so I was like, okay, if they're coming out with eyeshadow primer, like, it better be good. I'm particular about it. Now, my skin is dry, but the only place that seems to be kind of oily is right here, but that's not really a bad thing because, you know, keeps the aging down. But I am particular about my bases. So I keep using this because it works. It is tried and true, but this retails for $25. This retails for $12, okay? With this product, you get 12 mLs, and then with this product, you get 10. Now, the Anastasia eye base is really popular with a lot of people. I can't use that by itself. The color is a little bit too bright sometimes for some of the looks, so it doesn't blend well into the complexion. And it just doesn't have great longevity. The P. Louise base does me dirty. I know a lot of people love that. It does come in a wide variety of shades, but it does not last on me. So, like I said, the one I find that lasts the most is just this Urban Decay Primer Potion. But I have done a wear test of this already to work, and I had some pretty good thoughts about it. So I wanted to come on and do a demo with it real quick. And, you know, we'll do like a little, maybe about a 7.5, 8 hour wear test. So like I said, I have shade 2. Now this is very creamy. It does remind me of the consistency somewhat of P. Louise / Anastasia eye base. You don't need a lot. Do not put a lot on. You don't need a lot, okay? You don't. So what we're going to do is we're just going to dab just, that's enough. You can always add more if you need to, okay? So just going to dab so you see what the color looks like. So the color is pretty good, but it does give some brightening effects. And I'm just going to take my Real Techniques brush. This is just a base shadow brush. And I like to blend my primer out with one of these brushes. And we're just going to do a simple eye look. My eyelids, oh, they're a little sore. I did some eye swatches. So with my Glam Shops, and my eyelids are like, man. So as you can see, you don't need a lot. I would say that the Urban Decay is a little bit more, it's a little bit thicker in consistency, and it dries down a little bit faster than the Juvia's Place. Now I do like the color of this. I feel like I could get some brightening. Now the 3rd shade is just would be way too deep for me. And like I said, the 1st shade is a great option for our fairer skin girls. Or if you're deep dark, or even if you're my complexion and you want to have something that really just makes shadows pop, like pastels. things of that nature. Really bright, bold colors, because that one is like a white primer. So I'm just blending that out. And when you don't put too much, like I said, you just need a little bit. It makes it good, you know, and just want to wait for it to get a tiny bit tacky so we can apply our shadows. Now, I'm in the midst of filming another video. We're doing a wear test on this baby right here, the Fenty Beauty Eaze drops. And we're just going to do a small eye look because my eyelids are like, ma'am, have you lost your mind? But so when I tried the primer the first time, I did a simple look and I used my Pat McGrath Divine Rose palette. So that's what I'm going to do today. And basically, if I try an eye primer and I use shadows like Pat McGrath, Natasha Denona, or even Juvia's Place, Color Rain, things that you know, those are just to name a few. Things that you know where the eyeshadow formula is just like amazing. And my eyeshadow start looking like crap through the day, I know it's the primer, okay? So that's why we're going to go with her, because we know that ain't no problem with Mama Pat, okay? So I don't feel like the base is going to do us dirty, but I do want to see, you know, I want to give it, I think last time I gave it maybe about 7 hours. So it might be about 8. Usually when I wear my eyeshadows, I still go out and work every day. You guys pretty much know that. And I'm wearing my shadows at least 8 to 10, maybe sometimes 13 hours, because there is a day out of the week where I have to do a 12-hour shift. So, like I said, we're just going to do a quick look. I got a Wayne Goss number 16. I'm sorry, I'm a little congested. My sinuses, I have bad allergies. My sinuses have been kicking my butt for like 2 weeks. They are getting better. If I sound like I'm, because I'm stuffy, I'm taking some prednisone, I'll be okay. So I'm going to take my number 16 and just pop in with this shade right here. I think this is Peach Dust. I don't know. Naked Blush. I don't remember. Okay. We're just going to pop on the brush. And what I did like initially think, I was like, oh my God, this color showed up so intense when I laid this shade down on top of this primer. And somehow I have some glitter specks from something. And I'm just going to blend this shade into the crease. And that is going on beautiful. And I would say that it does have a little bit more pop with this primer versus my Urban Decay, because that one is exactly my skin complexion, but it does show up on that Urban Decay primer. And as you can see, the shadow blends out very well over the primer. Like, that's something you look for with an eyeshadow primer. You don't want it to be, you know, like just stuck. You don't want it to be able to not blend out. You don't want it looking patchy, you know what I mean? So I feel like so far, jumping in with a Sonia G Worker Pro, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. And I'm just going to pot a little of this in the crease. And we're basically done. We're going to pop in with VR Sexture Terrestrial. This is my shade. This is my shade. Love this shade. Because you can literally like just put it on. And sometimes like that's why I like to do a little deeper crease right there, just to give it that little extra dimension. You put this on and people just think you have spent all the time in the world doing your makeup, and that's just not true. All right, now going in with the bronze shade. So these shadows apply very well, really great on top of this primer, so that makes me excited. So when you look at some of the claims of this primer, is supposed to be long wearing, it's supposed to cancel out pigmentation and discoloration. I agree with that. It's supposed to create a smooth base. It did. 0 crease, 0 clumps, 0 oils. So far so good. And it's intensifying the colors, which it did with that peach shade. And it's going to work on metallics, mattes, glitter, shimmers. So far so good. So let's see. I'm just going to pop on a little mascara, and it is $12.29 at the moment. So let me let y'all see that. $12.29. And I will pop back on so you guys can see what I'm looking like. And I'm not going to do any liner on the top. Do a little liner in the bottom. All right, so this is the look. I'll be back with my check. Okay, guys, so it's been a couple of hours since I put the eyeshadow on. It's about 2:04. You can see that. I think like the eyeshadow looks really good, but I do feel that with this primer, it does soak up some of the eyeshadow. Like, it still looks good. It still looks shifty. I didn't do like a heavy application, but so far it looks good. But I'm just trying to figure out, does it soak up? Like, does some of that product get absorbed where it's not as opulent as it was before? But so far so good. So I will jump back with you guys in a little bit. All right, y'all. So it's time to wrap this video up and let you know what I think about this eye primer. So at the current moment, it is 8:23. So these shadows have been on for about 7.5 hours, and I'm a little sleepy, so it's time to wrap this video up and let you know what my final thoughts are on this eye primer. So far, so good. I enjoy this eye primer. I still feel that because the primer is so emollient that it did absorb a little of the shadows in, so they are not just as opulent as they would normally be with maybe my other primer, which is the Urban Decay primer potion that I put everything against. But I feel like it really gave the chance for those mattes to kind of pop. And overall, like, I don't have a lot of creasing. Like right here is not too bad. It's still intact. The shadows still look nice. You can still see the shift. They still look great. But like I said, I just feel like it's maybe not as impactful as it can. Now, I will continue to keep using this primer and testing it out. I do actually really like it. For me, what would make it perfect is if this primer was just a little less emollient and just like a little drier formula, and it would make it perfect where the shadows were just really just pop, stand out there, and not kind of absorb into the primer, which you kind of find out what happens sometimes when you use a concealer. So I do really like this. I think the colors that they came out for, the first 3 colors, are great because, like I said, you have a white, you have this particular color, which gives you some oomph to your shadows, even on me. And then like shade number 3 is gorgeous for our sisters who are just deep, dark, and chocolate, where they have a primer that actually matches their skin complexion, which is so important. So, and then everybody can basically use any type of primer or choice that they want as out of the 3 shades. So I really do like this. I think the price point is great. It's Juvia's place, so you know they're never going to be too expensive. It's $12. You get a great amount of product. It's going to last you a long time because, as you can see, a little goes a long way. You do not need a lot of this primer. I would suggest that, you know, you kind of wait until it gets a little tacky in order to start putting on your shadows. Otherwise, I feel like some of the shadows will absorb in. So overall, I will still keep using this, and I do like it, and I do recommend it. Has it replaced my Urban Decay Primer Potion yet? No, not quite. But I do really like this, and this is a second runner-up in my collection versus like that P. Louise I told you, like, she and we don't get along. I know she has said some other things that, so I don't get along with what she said and what she uses out of her mouth, but that's another topic for another day. But just talking about the product, I know a lot of people like that as a base, and that does nothing for me as a base. Where this is holding my shadows, it still looks great. I still feel confident walking around with my eyeshadow at our like 7th hour and 30 minutes into the day. And that's what I look for, because when I put on my makeup, I expect it to last because I have long days. So with that being said, let me know down below in the comments, have you tried this product out? Are you interested in it? Give this video a big thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video, which will be very, very soon. And subscribe to my channel because, you know, I would love to have you here in my little makeup family. And with that being said, you already know what time it is. It's time for the chair dance. Hey, chair dance. Hey, 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 chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. All right, y'all. Bye.